Now we're going to focus on the surface area and volume of circular cylinders. So the formula for area for a circle is A, which is area, equals pi times radius squared. Now this is something that we've already learned, and we've already applied this to a circle. Now a circle is not three-dimensional, it is flat. So if we look at the practice example, it would be just the top of the cylinder. So the volume formula for a cylinder, which is like a soda can or a soup can, is the same as for a prism. It's going to be volume equals base times height. And remember, base is referring to width times length. So for a cylinder, the base is circular, so you must figure out the circumference. Okay, here we have our base, which is our circumference. We're going to go ahead and figure out the area of the circle, and that's going to be pi times radius squared. And remember, we are not going to leave it as pi. We're going to use 3.14. So let's focus on 4 squared. And 4 squared is 16, and 16 times pi, 16 times 3.14. We multiply, it should be 50.24 inches squared. That's just the base, however. Now I want to figure out the volume of the cylinder. So that's base times height. So in a cylinder, if we're dealing with a circle, we're not dealing with base being length times width. In this case, because it's a cylinder, it's going to be the circumference. We're going to figure out the area of your circle, then multiply that by the height. So we have 50.24. We're going to multiply that by 3 to get our volume. And that's 150.72 inches cubed, because I'm multiplying inches squared by inches. Now the surface area of a cylinder between its bases is called the lateral surface. Lateral means side. The area of the lateral surface added to the area or areas of the two bases gives the total surface area of the circular cylinder. So what I can actually do is take the cylinder three-dimensionally, divide it, make it a two-dimensional object. You can actually see, and you can kind of make this at home. If you have a piece of paper, you have a rectangular piece of paper, you can turn it and then tape it and make a cylinder. You can cut 2 circles and make that for the 2 bases. So the formula of the surface area of a cylinder circle is going to be, so S is surface area, is going to be 2 times the base, because there's 2 bases, plus the lateral surface. So 2 bases, and remember, for base we can't do width times height or width times length. We have to do the circumference. We have to do pi times radius squared. So we have 2 bases, so we have pi times radius squared times 2, because there's 2 of them, plus our lateral surface. Now the lateral surface is going to be c times height. Okay, now c is representing by, remember c is circumference, 2 pi times radius. 2 pi times radius times height would give us ch. So let's use that equation. Okay, find the surface area, and we're going to use 3.14 for pi. So we have 2 bases. Now what do we do for base? We can't do width times length. We have to do pi times radius squared. So pi times 3 squared, and then multiply that by 2. And then I'm going to add that to the ch. Now remember, the CH is going to be, C is going to be 2 pi times the radius. So let's go ahead and work this out. Here's our base, pi radius squared, and then our circumference times height, 2 pi radius times height. Remember, C is just circumference. We've already learned this, so don't get confused by the CH. H is just height. So the base is going to be 28.26 inches squared. And how did we get that? We multiplied 3.14 times 3 squared. 3 squared is 9. So 3.14 times 9 is 28.26 inches squared. And then for the circumference, we have, if we look at the top, remember circumference is 2 times pi times radius. And then what we have here is radius is 3. We do 3 times 3.14 times 2. And then our height is 7. And we multiply that, we get 131.88. Now here's the issue, here's the problem. Do I just add the 28.26 to the 131.88 and be done? No. Don't forget how many bases I have. I have 2 bases. So I need to multiply the 28.26 times 2 before I add. And when I go ahead and add them together, I get 188.4 inches squared.